Good evening. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another Raider Nation Unlimited. I'm your man, Wasted Talent. This stream is powered by BetUS. This is the BetUS post-game show. I'm your man, Wasted Talent. We normally do it right after the game, but today, I needed a little time to contextualize here. I needed a little time to get my thoughts together, man. I didn't want to come on the air all erratic and pissed off. So, I had to take a little time for myself, yo. Shout out to everybody in the chat, yo. But like I said previously, this stream is powered by BetUS, fastest payouts in the industry, 150% on your first deposit, with your next two deposits being 125% off. Wow, messed that up. 125% bonus, up to $2,000 with the code YouTube150. Fast and easy deposit withdrawal process. Check out BetUS, man. Going over there, check it out, y'all. And this stream has been powered by BetUS. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Everybody get wasted with your brother, wasted. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Share this thing out to all social media. It is the Wasted Talent post-game show. There is none other better and none other greater. If you're on another post-game show, pull on up to where you guys belong. Come on home, damn it. Now, listen, we're going to get into this game, y'all. We're going to get into it. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to my brother, Stephen English. Shout out to the great and powerful East Coast Gritted It and Iron. Oh, my God, man. The 515 therapy session. Ryan O'Malley. Y'all already know, man. Y'all already know. And look, you guys are not going to get me screaming. I'm not even going to say, I know I saw somebody in chat say we're going to get the I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed wasted today. You know what? We are 2-8 right now. What I'm going to talk about is the reality of the situation. The reality of the situation, bruh. The reality is this right here. That's the reality. I know a lot of people don't want to hear that. I know a lot of people want me to put perfume on shit. I'm not doing it. I am looking forward to next season, bro. I'm going to keep covering this team. I'm going to watch every game. I'm going to watch every snap. But I'm not going to sit up here and tell y'all that this is anything less than the inevitable. And the inevitable is that when you have bad quarterback play or pedestrian quarterback play and you have bad coaching, you have a bad record. When you have injuries all over the place, you have a bad record. That's the long and the short of it. That's the long and the short of it. You can't tell me any metric that you can bring this man back. And I don't even care about, what reports are saying and all this and that. He needs to go. And if he comes back next year and can make it right, I'll shut my mouth. But right here, right now, and this is not even the fan in me. This is the analyst in me. This is the football brain. And look, injuries all up and down the football team, right? So now we have to look into our training staff as well. We had this issue when they changed things a few years back. Things got better. Maybe it's just a bad stroke of luck. But I'm going to tell you something. There's a few things that I feel like need to change, right? There was a foregone conclusion that Patrick Graham was a person that was in line for a head coaching job. Patrick Graham was a guy that, could possibly leave us, and he's a great defensive coordinator. His career has been these ebbs and flows, right? Now, we know there are a lot of injuries here. We know this, but it's not about the win and the loss record at this point. It's about what it looks like. It's about how you're losing. You have to contextualize everything that is going on with this football team. Listen, man. I'm not giving AP a pass, bro. I don't give anybody a pass when the team it's all, and it was the same thing with Josh McDaniels. When the team just looks like there's not one redeemable thing from the football team, then you have to cut bait. Now, one thing I will say is the offense moved the ball a little better. The offense moved the ball a little better. But listen, this is still a putrid product that we're seeing here, man. Putrid. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to my guy, man, Sweet Jazz. Keep rolling out Booger Minshew. The number one pick is all that matters right now. Yo, a lot of people are saying that. A lot of people are saying that, right? Now, I know, look, not to get off the subject, right? But, man, listen, Shador Sanders, man. Shador Sanders, bro. Man, he is definitely making things very, very interesting. Every time the Raiders lose, this freaking guy, and I'm gonna pull it up on Twitter, man. I'm gonna pull it up on Twitter, man. I gotta pull our guy Shador Sanders up on Twitter, man. It's insane, bro. Every time we freaking lose, man, this guy says, thank God. Every time, bro. I'm gonna get back to the show. I'll find it and show you guys. But it's crazy. Every time we lose, man, this kid really wants to be a Raider, man. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Every time they lose. Every time, yo. Uncle Laddard, my guy. Yeah, bruh. At this point, they only need to win 1 or 2 more games. Looking forward to a top 3 pick next year. And that's really where we are, yo, as a fan base, guys. That's where we are. It's draft position, right? It's how it looks. It's evaluation. Guys, when you watch these games, right, the win and the loss is immaterial at this point. I'm not going to root for the team to lose, but I'm not going to sit up here and say that these meaningless wins are going to fucking rock my boat. You know what I'm saying? For me, it's more about the style of play. Now, guys, I am not drinking alcohol. This is Saratoga spring water. Wasted is not a drinker. You know what I'm saying? So this is the closest you guys will see me to drinking on the air. Drinking straight up spring water. Shout out to everybody in the chat, y'all. We got almost 400 in a row. Get wasted with your brother wasted. Rated Deb. That was a beautiful loss. I'm still with AP. Get our QB. Thank God. Ha. Look. Be honest with you. The thing about Antonio Pierce is what is he good at? What is he good at? Just tell me right now. Just please tell me right now. What is this man good at? What is he good at? Anybody that's in the chat that is an AP supporter, tell me one redeeming reason why he should be brought back. And I don't want to hear that it's not fair because life's not fair, right? You tell me one thing that this man is good at and why we should have faith that he is the man to lead this organization into the future. Hug D's. You about to get unceremoniously blocked, Hug D's. The F is wrong with you. He wears fat change pretty well. Bang zoom. Bang zoom, Hug D's. Bang effing zoom. AC Ybarra. Rallying the troops. AC Ybarra, you know you my guy, but get the F out of here. Because let me tell you something. He ain't rallied the troops all year. They've been getting their effing head kicked in. They've been getting their effing head kicked in. motivation and bringing the penalties down. Well, look, we've had a bunch of costly penalties, man. I mean, costly penalties, drive-killing penalties, drive-killing penalties. How can we possibly say that this is something that we should sign back up for again? How can we say that? Taking points off the board. I mean, some drive-killing penalties, man. Third quarter, 5-yard false start penalty. Led to points. Taking touchdowns off the board. I mean, listen. To me, if Antonio Pierce is a defensive head coach, right? I'm not, and look, we have a lot of injuries, but I'm not signing up for what I've been seeing from this defense. I'm not doing it, bro. The defense doesn't look great, and we all know Max Crosby's been hurt a great part of the season, and Max hasn't been looking the greatest either. I mean, I don't know. You guys tell me. Why, if I'm Mark Davis, why would I entrust the number one pick to this coach who already was a long shot to hire? Raider legacy. It's not even about AP. Mark rarely fires head coaches after a year. He doesn't deserve to stay, the coach, but Mark will give him another. But see, bro, this is the problem when we start talking, and our Raider nostalgia has a issue sometimes when we go out here and we just make these blanket statements. If the Raiders want to win, they got to do shit that they don't normally do. If Mark doesn't normally fire people in the first year, this year you should. Because he doesn't have a resume to keep him here, bro. Look, Antonio Pierce was a good face. He was a good guy to get everybody excited and everything like that. We beat Kansas City. Great. But I'm going to tell you something. It is time for Mark Davis to go out there to get somebody with a better resume than this and that is more qualified to do this job. I'm sorry. It's time. It's time. I am convinced. I've seen enough. No divisional wins. I could have never said it any better. And Max is 100% now, right? This is what he's saying. But Max was not 100%. You got a high ankle sprain, you're not 100%, bro. And Cisco Duarte, last year was a fluke. He's not our guy. Let's cut our losses and move on. And that's the way I see it, man. That's the way I see it, man. I mean, look, we had 2 trips in the red zone. Raiders still can't score. Penalties all over the place. Long drives comes crashing down in the red zone. Held to another field goal. Nonsense. Nonsense. And AP, listen, bro. You give the team and you give people what they want till they beg you to stop. The owner gave us what we wanted. We were wrong. We're sorry, Mark. Go get a real head coach. I'm done. Yvette, Niles, the Fly and Wonderful. Even though we lost, we look a lot better. Let's talk about it. Wait, so we're going to talk about it. The offense, Scott Turner in the offense, it looks a lot better. We actually look like a professional offense today. But be that as it may, right? We talk about the team looked a lot better. We lost 34-19, Yvette. 34-19, and we didn't have it when we needed to have it. We didn't have it. listen, at the end of the day, we don't have the weapons for this offense to look any better than it did. This is the best case scenario for this offense, right? So I got to give Scott Turner his credit. I got to give him his credit. The product looked a lot better on the field today, offensively. It definitely did. But then let's put this on the lap of Antonio Pierce and PG. You got a defensive-minded head coach. You have an offense that has been getting dog walked all season. Absolutely dog walked. And most of the money on this team is over there. Now, it was good to get a look at the Cameron Richardson. You know, he looks like a young building block that, you know, he looks okay. Looks okay. You know, I'm not totally like sold on the Cameron Richardson. I think he's a guy next year that's going to probably loom large for us. And I think our corner room and our defensive back room is going to look 100% better next year. My guy Hug D's, the mod father himself, with the $5 holler. Little did we know physically, ill intent and pain was directed at us as a fan base. Make the beating stop. Uncle. Oh, my God, Hug D's. I couldn't have said it better myself, bro. I couldn't have said it better myself, yo. Let this effing stop. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. Jeez, man. I mean, we've been getting our heads kicked. God! Wow! Ridiculous. Get back to it, man. Under Patrick Graham's defenses, our defense never stopped a single drive. Only his screams to prevent man-to-man. Bro, yo, you ain't never lied, bro. You ain't never lied, bro. That team marched up and down the field on us. I am, and this is just my estimation. It is time to clean house, man. I've seen enough, man. Dr. Strange 1. Denver is winning with a so-so QB. San Diego is winning with a so-so offensive player. A good coach makes his players better. Dr. Strange, I'm telling you right now, bro. I cannot argue at all. But, yo, Gary Terry has that right idea. It's time to clean house, man. Time to clean house. And, yo, let me tell you something. Hug D's had one of the greatest quotes ever. Buffalo's taking it to the Queefs, just like I said today. Hopefully they win. Beto, not trying to be negative, but can y'all fill me in on how we look better? I didn't see it. I actually saw more holes specifically on defense. The offense, the flow of the offense looked better. The play calling looked better. The decision making looked better. The execution was relatively better. But the problem is that you got Gardner Minshew under center, and you don't really have a whole lot of weapons. And Brock Bowers looked amazing today, man. So, yo, let's get into, I've been kind of all over the place. Let's get into, today, some of the stats. Gardner Minshew was 30 for 43, 282 yards, a touchdown, and a pick. Gardner Minshew, if he ain't going to do nothing else, he going to throw you an interception, man. Tua Tagovailoa, 28 for 36, 288 yards, 3 touchdowns. Super, super efficient day. Rushing yards. Our leading rusher was Jacoby Myers, 1 carry for 20 yards. And then Devon Achane, 17 carries, 73 yards, 1 tutty. The Raiders' rush defense has been horrendous this year. Brock Bowers, 13 receptions, 126 yards, 1 touchdown. Looking like the stud he is. And Jonnu Smith, man, had a coming out party. Everybody seems to have their best game against the Raiders this year. 6 receptions, 101 yards, 2 touchdowns. Now, in total yards, the Raiders had 328 yards. Miami had 353. Raiders turned the ball over 1 time. 22 first downs against 25 first downs in time possession. The Raiders lost that 26-33. And look, man, when you get into the nuts and bolts of what went on in this game, man, when you went to the nuts and bolts of what went on in this play, man, I mean, it was a field goal fest at first, right? It's a field goal fest. And that's what it's been. At the half, it was a 16 game, very winnable game. Raiders come out, get the ball, punt the football. And then the wheels came off for the horse car. Punt the ball, 14-play drive, 97 yards, 7 minutes, man. 7.5 minutes, man. Almost a full 8 minutes, to be honest with you. 7:47. The Dolphins took the score, marched right down the field. Now we got a 6-17 game. Raiders came out, 8 plays, 70 yards, 2 minutes, 52 seconds, get a score, 12-17. And then Miami start boat racing us, man. 10 plays, 60 yards, big long drives too. A lot of their drives were over 5 minutes too. Miami, man, their offense and the way they call plays was phenomenal. You got to give them credit, man. Yeah. Bo Nix is so right now. He's a rookie. It's not like Bo Nix is some phenom because you like him East Coast. He's all right. Yeah, like Bo Nix is fucking Patrick Mahomes or something like that. I mean, he all right. He's a rookie. Let's see how he do throughout the rest of the year next year, and we can make our assessment. It ain't like he lighting shit up like C.J. Stroud. The F we talking about here, man? 818-75. Yeah, this is the same conversation we've been having for a long time, bro. Yes, you're absolutely right. Yeah, I tell you what, man. The Dolphins punter had an off week this week. He earned his spot on the bench this week, like because they just marched up and down the field on us, bro. It's ridiculous, man. And this is why I feel like the Antonio Pierce thing needs to stop, bro. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over, and you think a different outcome. Patrick Graham is insane. Dog, look, there's no metric that you can bring this guy back. Now, the way I feel like this organization, because this is what I want to talk about. How does this organization move forward at this point? Right? How does it move forward? Right? The owner ain't going to change. The GM might change, but the GM most likely won't. The coach and the coaching staff can definitely change because I think we're in a situation where the Raiders need to go out and have Tom Telesco get his guy. I think Brady and management need to sign off on it, but they need to let Tom Telesco go get his guy. So if it doesn't work out, you take every single one of them and get them the hell out of here. It's time. It's time. And listen, make no mistake about it. Patrick Graham is a good defensive coordinator, right? But he has not looked great this year. And now we're in a situation where you have no Nate Hobbs. You have no Marcus Epps. You have no Christian Wilkins. You have a lot of injuries. It's not looking any better. And to be honest with you, I've never been super fond of the Patrick Graham package anyway. Pause if necessary. But his defense is suspect. It's time for him to go. I am not a person who feels like the Raiders should keep this coach around and allow more mediocrity. I want a coach who can scheme us out of trouble. I don't want a coach that's looking around to be rescued. Sorry. I'm sorry. I don't want a team I do not want a coach that is looking around to be rescued, bro. And when you start talking about the first week under the Scott Turner offense, man, I look at Scott Turner calling plays, and you can say whatever you want to say about AP. You can say whatever you want to say about Luke Getsy. But the fact that they even picked Luke Getsy to be the offensive coordinator here, bro, is a fireable offense to me, bro. It's fireable, man. Because you look with a guy like Scott Turner, how this offense, to me, it looked light years better, bro. Light years better. I mean, it was an ideal start for the Raiders offense, man. We've struggled this year, but normally what we do is we come out fast and then we kind of hit the skids, man. We hit the skids. And that was the time when you would need that defense to step up. But I'm going to tell you something, man. The story, the stuff I'm hearing from AP at the press conference, that's why I didn't get on the air to air the press conference, bro. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it. To me, it is a bunch of bull job. I don't really want to hear what he got to say, bro. I really don't. I have nothing. I don't want to hear nothing, bro. Alpha Omega. Mark Davis should have gave the GM job to Kelly instead. Now, this is the thing, bro. I, I'm glad that he didn't do that because then they're both a package deal, right? Then, Champ Kelly is doing things to acquiesce to AP, who doesn't really have the breadth of knowledge and experience and the wherewithal to go out there and say, give me this guy, give me this guy, give me that guy. I'm not sure whether he would make the right decision. I'm sorry. I'm not sure. I am actually comfortable with what happened here. I think Tom made decision. I touched on this morning, bro. Tom Telesco came here and made the decisions that were best for the Raiders, man. Going forward, best for him and his job. What's going to make him look good as a GM? He's not really worried about Antonio. I don't think he is, bro. I don't think that it's no way that they're on the same sheet of music. There just ain't no way. There ain't no way. Decision making has been highly suspect. That's why people think we're trying to tank. Look, I don't think with a roster that's this bad and this injured, you have to try to tank. I'm telling you right now, though. But I don't. I think a lot of this, like the Raiders deciding to bring Gardner Minshew in. Like, is that is that something that sounds proper to you? Do you think that Antonio Pierce, if he had his choice, would say, "Go get me Gardner Minshew"? Do you think that Antonio Pierce would have said, "Hey, get rid of Josh Jacobs, just get him out of here"? I doubt it. I seriously doubt it. Some of the moves that were made, some of the contracts that were jettisoned, things of that nature. I think it was all. I just think that Tom Telesco knows that he's been empowered. He has a contract. He's the GM. He has final cut. And if AP's not working out, he can't turn this thing around, and he has somebody else in mind, he's going to bring them in if Mark allows him to. I am not an AP supporter. I'm a Raiders supporter. However, I did see him do better with his timeout decision and show some growth. And that's all we can ask for at this point, right? Fire him or not. OD Raider, look, man, I feel like, and this is the reason, I mean, you guys know me, right? And listen, give me a 1 in the chat, right? If you guys been watching me since I started doing this. I feel like I am pretty level-headed when it comes to the Raiders, right? I feel like I am a very level-headed individual. I've never come on here and just indiscriminately just flip-flopped and just called for people's jobs for no reason, bro. I know what I'm looking at here, bro. I know what I'm looking at. And you do too. Luis Lopez said, you were definitely not level-headed. Get the F out of here, Luis Lopez. Look, the one thing that I can say is that I use my emotions, and I did not use my football brain when I was calling for them to hire Antonio Pierce. Dirk Zinn, he said, you are the most level-headed and understand the sport. I greatly appreciate that assessment, bro. And if you guys don't agree, then cool. But the reason why I feel the way I feel about all of this, right, is that, dude, I don't see the guy having the skill set to turn this around. I don't see it. I hope I'm wrong. I don't see it. I don't see it. And I don't see this getting any better. And in coaching in this National Football League, the most competitive league in sports in America, coaching matters, man. More so than almost any other sport. It matters. J. Rose right. Graham has to go too. Grant got to go too, man. And I think Tom Brady is a guy that makes the difference. Tom Brady has always won. He's played for Bill Belichick, for God's sakes. Tom Brady knows what this looks like. There's no way that you could tell me that them guys in this building are happy with the way this team has been run. Thank you, Jenny. So, yo, you were more level than Grab. Don't block me. I gotta put that up. Grab, where you at? I gotta put that up. It's like, nah. Look, at times I'm not more level-headed. Like we go back and forth with that, right? But you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna sit up there and just say I'm all and out more level. Like as a football fan, we are both nuts. As a man, yeah, I'm more level-headed than Graphic. 100%. He'll tell you that himself, right? But as a football fan, nah, we're both nuts, right? But at the end of the day, guys, and I'm going to get off the AP thing. We're going to talk more about the game. I just feel that at this point in the game, we need to be honest about what we're seeing here. My guy, Sacktown Raider Mike, what it is, bro. At least we have the Raider Nation and wasted to get us through the year. Raiders, appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, man. My guy J Rowe, and he is 100% correct with this. I don't want to see no more 4-2-5. Bro, I want to see a team that can get in his base defense and stop the run. I'm tired of seeing all these DBs on the field all the time. Like let's be for real here, yo. I am done with it. And I'm done with a coach that I feel like has to like almost ask permission because he's not sure what he's doing is right. This is what I'm seeing here. I'm seeing a guy that does not have the breadth of knowledge from a coaching perspective to effectively change what's going on. There are some coaches when a team is careening off the cliff, they are skilled enough to steer the ship in another direction. Right? Oh, that's right. He's in here. Said Sarah, don't follow it. Grabbed it. Grab just joined. The block party's gonna start now. Yo, what up, Grab? Yo, Abstract Raider. Thank you, Raiders. Salute wasted. Listen, I really look. I really don't think this team has to tank. I don't think this team has to tank, bro. The team does not have to tank. And this is crazy, man. I'm glad Graf pulled up, right? I'm glad Graf pulled up. We talk about this on a daily basis, right? Like a lot of times, you know, we talk about life. We bugging out. We talking about our kids and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But I would say a lot of our conversations lately have been around this team, right? Because it's depressing, right? We love this team. We follow this team. You know, this team is a great joy of ours. And we talk, and it's always, man, you know, what's next? What do you think the team need to do? Who would you hire? What offensive coordinator would you hire? You know what I'm saying? Like, who would you draft? What do you think about this quarterback? What do you think about that quarterback? We do this shit all the time, right? And the one thing that he said from the beginning, and I got to give Graphic his credit, right? The one thing Graphic said from the beginning is that he did not want no bad novice football coach. He said that shit from the beginning. And people, it was almost like when I was calling for AP, because I was on the soapbox heavy for AP. I'm not gonna lie to you, I was. because I got caught up in the emotions, right? So this is the one time that Wasted wasn't level-headed. And now it's burning. I'm not saying it hard him because of me. I'm just saying, right? I'm normally level-headed. And last year, he was the level-headed one when it came to the coach. He said, yo, man, you can't, like a guy like Jim Harbaugh, he said, yo, I want Jim Harbaugh. And the thing with Jim Harbaugh that I was against is that the one thing that I did not want was I didn't want a coach that had final cut. I also did not want, oh, there goes Detroit Buddha again. And I also didn't want a coach that was more powerful than a GM. Right? I also did not think that Jim Harbaugh wanted to come to the Raiders. And for me, I don't like getting into these narratives that we create here on YouTube and in the media about players who are definitely going to come here, coaches who want to come here, coaches who have connections to Al Davis and the Raiders in the past and all of that. I don't bro. I can't do anything with that until you tell me that there's a meeting and an interview happening with a particular coach coming into this building. I don't want to hear it. So I didn't hear any of that. I didn't hear him being interviewed. I didn't hear any of that. Did I want Mark Vrabel over Antonio Pierce? No, because I didn't want a mutiny on the team. And real talk. I got to give my guy his credit. Yo. He was right about that. Yo, and guys, and I knew better too. Yo, we cannot go into another year. And guys, I've spent 30 minutes, and I do this a lot lately because I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you right now, the root and the foundation of our problems is at the top. It's at the top. The root of our problems is at the top. And I'm telling you right now, from because you can't change the owner, right? Unless he sell a team. That ain't happening. The GM is not even done. He hasn't even been the GM for a year yet. And then if I look at his resume is a lot stronger than the coach. His resume is a lot stronger than the coach. He drafted Brock Bowers. That right there, even if every other pick that he picked was garbage, he drafted Brock Bowers. He got rid of Devontae Adams where the Raiders are not on the hook for that money. He got a 3rd round pick. Right? So if I do a flow chart, right, and I'm looking at the cause and effect, the causes of the actions of Tom Telesco have equaled more positive gains than the causes of Antonio Pierce. Now, when we talk about personnel decisions, right, the Gardner Minshew's decision, all of these kind of things, right, these are things that to me look like a person who was looking ahead to the future as a talent guy. This is a guy who looks like he always had his mind set on the future. Antonio Pierce is a coach. Coaches have to live in the now. That's why it's always bad to have a coach and a GM, because you need a GM to look to the future, of course now, but the GM always have to have one eye on the present and one eye on the future. Coaches need to live in the moment. So that's why most of the time coaches are bad at evaluating talent. They're bad at being GMs because they want to win now. Every coach feels like they are only 16 or 17 games away from a Super Bowl when the season begins. They all feel like they're the ones that's going to change everything. Guys, and I'm going to get off this. We're going to get more into the game, get more into what you guys saw and more into what I saw, right? There's no metric that I can bring this guy back. All the false starts, the untimely penalties, the indecisiveness, the fact that Gardner Minshew is still out there, and he should remain out there at this point. He should remain out there. But a lot of the problems that he's had is the fact that we played this yo-yo effect with him. The fact that going into the offseason, Antonio Pierce said this is Aiden's job to lose. I personally feel like, they were talking about both of them taking, half of the snaps. I think that's a disservice. If you really thought Aiden O'Connell was the guy that was your guy going into the future, he should have got most of the snaps in training camp. All training camp should have been all about preparing Aiden O'Connell to take this team into the future. Now we are where we are now. And AJ, it's exactly what it's looking like. A gentleman's tank, right? Now, guys, we talk about my Alfred. Alfred shares the sentiment of some others, man. So glad we are losing. I'm not wanting to let go, AP, and I'm okay with losing right now, even though some wanted to win. Didn't it help us last year's draft order? Wait, hold up. So glad we are losing. I am not wanting to let go, AP, and I'm okay with losing right now, even though some want to win. Did it help us in last year's draft order is my question. What, was winning? No, it didn't, bro. I mean, we got Brock Bowers out of the deal, right? I mean, would it be nice to have been high enough to take Jaden Daniels? I would probably want that. But it is what it is, right? It is what it is. J-Bro say, yo, he's fumbled the QB decision from day one. And see, this is what concerns me, right? So we're going into a year where a lot of people want Shador Sanders, right? Shador wants to be a Raider. People are saying he's the guy. If that so comes to pass, is this the guy that I'm going to trust Shador with? Because I think the way that we've handled, and I think the way we've handled the quarterback situation has been horrendous. I really do. I think it's been horrendous, man. I'm sorry. And I don't have enough faith in who's ever in this building to be the guys to handle that situation. Now, guys, look. I'm going to talk about some of the things that went on during this game, man. Tua Tagovailoa completed 28 for 36 passes, bro. Bro, he picked us apart. We're supposed to be a defensive-led football team, man. It's nasty effing work, man. And listen, Gardner Minshew looked good moving the ball, man. I mean, he had a 80-yard drive. You know what I'm saying? Found Amir Abdullah. Nice little touchdown. Nice play design. Kudos to Scott Turner. But the question I need to ask is if Scott Turner's been in the building this whole time, why the hell was he not the GM from the door? I just need to know that. What? Sarah, AP3 AOC under the bus and then backed over him. You can look at it like that. Sacktown Raider Mike, thank you for the $5 holler, man. Been a Raiders fan since the late 60s. Yeah, I'm older than wasted. And I will never give up on my Raiders. And I'm not like, bro, shout out to my guy, Sacktown Raider Mike. Let me tell you something, yo. I'm never giving up on this team. But you know what I'm going to give up on? The hopium. I'm not going to come out here and on a weekly basis and blow smoke up everybody's ass. I can't do it, bro. I can't do it. What I can give up on is a failed experiment that was an out-of-the-box experiment to begin with in 1 year. That is what I can give up on. Pessimistic Frank. Hit my Zeus under 15 yards, baby. Turner's the man. He can read. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yo, Zeus under 15 yards is disgusting work, bro. My guy, Sacktown Raider Mike, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Brock Bowers, too, man. I mean, what a phenomenal young player this guy is, man. Phenomenal player, man. Phenomenal. Phenomenal, man. That kid, listen, man, he is a cornerstone piece. He's looking like he's going to be possibly the guy in the National Football League, man. Yo, 13 catches, 126 yards, a tutty, man. Yo, it's the most catches by a rookie tight end in a single game in NFL history. He's rewriting the record book right now. This guy's been unbelievable, man. I mean, and it's looking like he's going to be a lock to make an All-Pro selection right now. And I hope he receives some Rookie of the Year votes because he deserves them, man. I know that's normally something that goes to quarterbacks and stuff, but man, Brock Bowers definitely deserves to be in the running for Rookie of the Year, man. He is playing lights freaking out, man. Lights out. So, guys, what do you guys make of all the Shador Sanders talk, man? Wait, the right coach would do wonders with Mayer and Brock. Yeah. Look, I mean, Mayers is back. He's rusty. You know, he missed that touchdown today. Man, look, man, Michael Mayers, we got to see what we have in Michael Mayers going forward, man. But to me, this season, for the rest of the season, D. Cameron Richardson, Michael Mayers, Brock Bowers, you know what you got with him. Trey Tucker, all these young guys. Taylor, all these guys, man. All of these guys, man. DJ Glaze, all these young dudes. This is about evaluation from here on out. And that's from the coaching staff down to the players. Everybody, Merrick, all these guys need to be evaluated. The only people that I see coming back are Bowers, Max Crosby, you know, Nate Hobbs, guys like that. Everybody else's job is on the line, man. I do agree, though, that we need to clean house with these coaches. I was a huge supporter of AP, and I still genuinely want him to succeed. But damn, homie makes really dumb decisions. If he goes, he goes. And that's how I feel, bro. I like the guy, support the guy. I want the best for him. But I don't think that, you know, what he needs is another season as a head coach. I think he needs another season as a positional coach. And I think Antonio Pierce will be a great coach one day. I just don't think that day is today. I think he needs to go back and get some more experience. I'm gonna be 100% real with you. I know it's a tank time, but tanking needs to stop after 20 years. Or you bugging, man. Kelly, Norm was telling this boy to get the ball to Bowers. He knows. Talk about wasted talent. Imagine Andy Reid not getting the ball to his game breakers. And that's true. But see, the thing about it is, it's hard to get the ball to the game breakers when these guys, you know, the quarterback's on his back, nobody's blocking. It's a lot, man. It's not just like they're purposefully not scheming stuff for these guys. It's not what's going on, man. Alpha Omega. Our team is worse than 2 seasons ago. Can't go backwards anymore. I mean, see, this is the thing, Alpha Omega. I think this team will get a shot in the arm if we had a new coaching staff. Also, getting a lot of our players back, man. The loss of Malcolm Kuntz kind of set the stage for the rest of this season. We've had some catastrophic injuries, man. Let's just be for real. Call me Lucy. I wouldn't be upset if they demoted AP to DC. But realistically, I don't think AP's probably allowed him to take the job. I don't think AP at this point could even be a defensive coordinator. I don't. He's never been. Like, I'm not for giving people grace that they haven't earned. Not with the Raiders, bro. Look, once we start stacking some winning seasons and get together kind of a winning program, I have no problem with taking a risk on somebody and promoting them over where they should be. But I think where the Raiders are now, you got to start from a baseline level, right? And if you're going to get a first-year head coach, that guy has had to have run the cavalcade of positions like, yo, passing game coordinator, you know, quarterback coach, offensive coordinator, you know, terrific play call. Okay, now we can promote him to head coach. But then and only then am I okay with that. Anything less than that, bro, yo, I can't have somebody that's a novice as my head coach, man. The Wilkins loss definitely killed us, man. Robert Gonzalez. Who's the top tight end coming out of the draft? That's who's taken with our first pick. And Bowers will be away from the team for personal reasons for 8 weeks. Shake my head. What the F are you talking about? What the F are you talking about, Kazans? What the F? To get blocked with that bullshit. F is wrong with you, man. Can't get right. What the hell is he talking about? Okay, you about to get blocked too, man. PJ Houston. What's up with Max, though? Something going on there. I'm telling y'all. He don't even talk about the injury not having. Like, I think, look, bro, it's hard for Max to not have the help on the defensive line for him to get off. He hasn't been playing great. He hasn't, and he has been slowed down by the high ankles, right? He can say he's 100%, healed. I don't see it that way, right? And to be real with you, man, there's a lot going on in defense. I think the tide started to kind of fall when Marcus Epps got hurt. Then, Malcolm Kuntz not being there. Then Tyree Wilson not really living up to the dream, right? Then you losing Christian Wilkins because they had a nice little thing going, right? But Max can't do it on his own, bro. Can't do it on his own. I'm sorry. I know it's ways off, but can we could turn this around fast. You have to have an identity, the coaches and players. There's tons of talent in the draft for free agency, but identifying the coach is a must. Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. It's like, look, so guys, going forward, because I'm going to go, we almost at an hour here, man. It's not a whole lot to talk about. The Raiders are terrible. The team, we got boat raced by the Dolphins. There's nothing that we didn't expect. We play the Kansas City Chiefs next. Hopefully, if you would win any game this season, it would be to beat them. Because F the Chiefs, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, look. And then you can go get Shador. You go get Cam Ward. You can go get whomever. And to me, it's not about, any particular. It's like with Shador Sanders, I'm not totally sold on him where I'm like, we got to move heaven and earth to get him. To me, it's just, you can go out and go get a veteran quarterback and draft a Curtis Rourke and bring both of them in, right? I'm talking about like a decent vet and mentor, you know what I'm saying, the quarterback and let him sit. I just want the kid to be successful going forward. I'm not, I like Shador, but like I said earlier this morning, I don't think that Shador Sanders is the prospect that I've seen come out at number one over the last few years. I don't think that he's a better prospect than C.J. Stroud. I don't think he's a better prospect than Jaden Daniels. I don't think he's a better prospect than Joe Burrow. I don't think he's a better prospect than Kyler Murray. I don't, right? Do I feel like, the way he grew up and some of the intangibles that he brings to the table, hopefully they loom large? Yeah. But when I'm just talking about from a pure physical talent standpoint, Shador is he is not super limited, but he's not like, he doesn't have a rocket arm. He's not the biggest dude in the world. His feet, he's not that fast. Like it's a lot of things about Shador where I can look at him and say, okay, he's good, but is he the slam dunk number one pick? I'd have no problem seeing another quarterback being picked over him. It all depends on the situations dictating the position, right? Who feels like any quarterback fits with their system? I think it's not about the Raiders taking a quarterback. It's about them taking the right quarterback. It's about us taking the right quarterback. I'm not knocking Shador Sanders. I just don't think he hung the moon. And shout out to Evil Mitch, yo. Shout out to Evil Mitch. He said, respect you wasted, but I disagree. Peyton Hurdle. Drew Allard has more physical ability, but Shador Sanders is more pro ready. So you got to say Shador, right? He's more pro ready. 100%. I like Shador, bro. But the reality is that, it's not like taking Shador is going to solve all the problems of the Raiders, man. We don't know. We don't know. And this is the thing too, right? We're sitting up here and we're saying Shador, right? We don't even know how the seasons are going to play out and where we're going to be picking. And I don't want to get in that mindset because last year, bro, you couldn't tell 80% of Raider Nation that we weren't going to get Jaden Daniels. And when it didn't happen, we were freaking devastated. And to me, I never thought that we were going to get Jaden Daniels because I know teams ahead of us are in the football business too. And if they looked at what I saw, I'm never letting that kid get out of my grasp if I have a chance to take a Jaden Daniels. You couldn't trade me 5 first-round picks to take that kid. You couldn't trade. I thought Jaden Daniels was better than and you guys heard me say this. I think that and Caleb Williams is going to be great, right? But I think Jaden Daniels, for me, if I had the number one pick, I'd take Jaden Daniels over Caleb Williams. That's just me. I like my quarterbacks to be taller, big arms, all that stuff, right? That's just me. That's my preference. If I'm GMing, I always go with the physical talents, the size, and stuff like that, right? Because I think that stuff translates well. But look, man, when you start talking about all of this, right? This year, yeah, Shador is the most pro-ready guy. But do I feel like Shador is the right quarterback for every single team? No, you can't put him in the wrong position, right? I don't know whether the Raiders are the team, right? And I'm not going to sit up there and get this whole Shador thing, and we're definitely going to take him, and then Tom Telesco moves down and takes Curtis Rourke or some shit like that, and then I'm pissed. I'm not doing it. He doesn't seem like the kind of guy Tom Telesco would take, just based off of his history, right? I think that there's going to be a little bit of meddling from the ownership box this year. I'm going to be honest with you. Great show, Wasted. Thoughts on the Ole Miss QB? I like his game, just not sure he's getting drafted or staying in school. Jackson Dart has a big arm, throws a great deep ball. He has a little bit of a problem turning the football over. He has a little bit of a problem with scripted plays. He's a guy that can make things happen down the field. He's a lot of moxie. But when it comes to playing within the frame of the offense, Jackson Dart is not the best. I'm not taking Jackson Dart high. Like if I'm the Raiders, if Jackson Dart's on my roster, that's because I took Travis Hunter in the first round, and then in the second round I took him. I'm not taking Jackson Dart any higher than the back end of the first round. The connection to Brady, our record, and Davis swoon over Sanders is almost inevitable. You saying that, Hug D's? What happens if the Raiders win a couple of meaningless games because AP's trying to save his job, and now we're picking fifth? Will it be inevitable then? That's the problem. Because other teams are in the football business too, bro. There's a lot of teams that need a quarterback. I don't think that Deion will have a problem with Shador going to New York and playing for the Giants. You got Malik Neighbors there. He's in a big market, the biggest market there is sports-wise. He's in a franchise that has won a lot. So that's the thing, guys. That's why I'm not going to do this whole Shador bust thing. I don't want to set us up like that as a fan base. I agree, Wasted. I don't think we should get our hopes up with Sanders yet because of what happened last year with Daniels. All it takes is us winning one more game, and we'll be out of the reach for Sanders. And that's a huge possibility, bro. And then the thing with Tom Telesco is, and this is what worries me about him. I know we need a quarterback, right? But I don't see Tom Telesco being the kind of GM who just drafts a quarterback for the sake of drafting a quarterback. I feel like Tom Telesco has a short list of two guys, right? And this is just me pontificating. And once those two guys are gone, that is it. He's not going in the first round and wasting his first round pick on a quarterback he does not fully believe in. He will take the best player available, and we will be pissed. I do believe, watch Shador Sanders, that he'll be better than any QB we've had since 2016 version of DC. He's accurate, mobile, has an accuracy throwing deep on the run. Yeah, these are all things I like about Shador. I do. But at an NFL level, there's some things he needs to clean up mechanically. Michael Irvin hinted that the Cowboys are interested in Sanders too. The Tyson-Jake Paul fight. Nah, look, bro. The Dallas Cowboys are in the Dak Prescott business for the foreseeable future. I don't see it happening, man. I don't see it happening. Wasted. I'm not sure if you talked about Milroe yet, but how do you feel about him? I think that Milroe is an athlete who's playing quarterback. I don't think that he is a quarterback that I'm taking high. Milroe's a guy that if I'm a good football team and I got a quarterback, I'm kind of in between quarterbacks, and I can develop them. Like a team like the Steelers, right? If I got an incumbent that's kind of long in the tooth, right? And the Justin Fields contract isn't something that I'm interested in renewing. That's the kind of kid I bring in and develop behind Russell Wilson. But the Raiders in a situation wherein it's too dire of a situation to put the fortunes of a franchise on the shoulders of a kid like Jalen Milroe, right? I need a kid who can process great. I need a kid who, like Shador, is a leader, right? And these are the things why I can see why everybody wants Shador, like number one, right? I get it, I see it, but what I'm talking about is for me, right? Like I said once before, I like Shador, but for me, out of it, like say for instance, C.J. Stroud, out of from a prospect standpoint, right? If Peyton Manning or Andrew Luck is like a 10 out of 10, right? CJ Stroud as a prospect was like an 8 out of 10. I'm gonna say that Shador is a 6.5. That's how I view him. Will I be happy to have a new young quarterback? You're damn right. But I don't want to make too much of the connections to Shador from this organization, man. I prefer. Thank you. I appreciate the compliments, man. I need it, man. It's been a bad day, man. I need it, bro. Let's be honest. Shador is better than Derek Carr ever thought about being. I just want to win. And I mean, I want to get the Raiders back to 2000, 2002 and win it all. I'm 39. I've been waiting a long damn time. I know you have, my brother. We all have, man. That's what we all want. Do you think it's possible Tom Brady pressed the GM to take Shador Sanders? I mean, he's in the ownership group. He's a guy who has a say in the situation. Yeah, I can see that. But I also I think it's more plausible that Mark Davis can set that mandate down from the top. Because even listen, remove the football aspect out of it, right? From a marketing standpoint, Mark Davis is trying to make this team viable. He's trying to put butts in the seat. There's not one player in this draft that will put more butts in the seat in Las Vegas because of the position he plays and the notoriety he has than Shador Sanders. So just from a pure business aspect, it makes sense for Mark Davis to want Shador Sanders in the building. Shador Sanders' cockiness will hurt him. Won't have his pop on the sidelines coaching him. Alpha Omega, I think it's good to have that kind of bravado. I think it's good to have that kind of confidence as a quarterback, right? And I think in the National Football League, the stuff with the watch and all that shit, I don't necessarily know that you'll get that guy in the league until he starts playing well. Dre Dogs, my guy. Is there a chance we can get 2-for-1 Deion for Shador combo? I think Deion would change the culture. I think that one, I don't know whether Deion Sanders would be a good NFL coach, right? And I think Deion is happy at Colorado. I don't think Deion's going to leave and just derail that situation. And I think that it's probably good that Shador goes to the pros and establishes himself as a pro athlete, because this will be the first coach that he's had other than his dad. So, look, could I see that happening? Yeah, but would I want that to happen? No, I don't. I don't want another first-time coach that I don't know will be able to coach in the league. I know Deion can play in the National Football. He's a Hall of Famer, right? I know Antonio Pierce can play in the National Football. I don't know if they can coach, though. And that's the problem, bro. I don't worry about Shador Sanders, bro. Everybody worries about him. I don't, because he's a kid who grew up in the spotlight. He's on a reality show when he was a kid, right? He's Deion Sanders' son. He's been on a couple of reality shows, man. Like, the guy is been in the public eye his whole young life. I think he's gonna be fine. He has money. He's a millionaire already. That ain't the problem. I the more I talk through it, I can see why everybody wants Shador at number one, right? And I'd be ecstatic if we got a new quarterback like that. I think that the moment won't be too big for Shador. I feel like, from a mental standpoint, I think he can handle it. The thing that I would want to know is that can he clean up some of the mechanical issues that I see and deficiencies that I see. This season is tough to watch, but I think it all went down south in preseason once DA checked out earlier, not letting AOC start the season plus injuries. We're going to get better. Yeah, I think, and this is one of the reasons why I have so much vitriol against Davante Adams. Davante Adams really Pearl Harbor this season. Make no mistake about that. Him not showing up to camp and all the bullshit he pulled. I think that had a really, really, really adverse, situation when it comes to this offense, man. And Dante Colon, all draft prospects based. QB talk is misguided, misplaced. QBs aren't successful if the organization is not set up to win. The Raiders aren't set up to win. The Raiders need to fix the franchise first. But what exactly is fixing the franchise, bro? Like, fixing the franchise means that you draft good players. Fixing the franchise means that you have a head coach who is smart enough, savvy enough, charismatic enough to galvanize a room of men, right? So that's a piece of it. And then it's all about making sure when you take said players that you're viable cap-wise and money-wise. Now, the organization from a financial perspective is fixed. The organization from a GM perspective and a talent situation, we have a guy in Tom Telesco who has hit on his first round picks. So I think that's a good thing. That's a good sign. We don't know whether, I think the true test is getting that quarterback and the trickle down effect of his greatness. That is what we're looking for in his organization. So I think it's rooted in changing his staff, man. Just like my guy Dante Colon said, brand new staff rooted in progressive winning, cutting edge, high level organizational execution from top to bottom. Desmond Ridder, Justin Fields, Zach Wilson, team based in competition, all positions. Bruh, nah, man. Nah, that's a nasty QB room, bro. No. Wasted. Would you draft a wide receiver early and want to go on the free agent route? No, hell no. Look, wide receivers are a dime a dozen. You can find wide receivers in the third, second round. I am drafting a foundational piece on the offensive line, a quarterback, or a foundational piece somewhere in the defense. These are the three things I'm looking for. I'm looking for quarterback, left tackle, superstar stud corner on our defensive end. That's it. Especially in this juncture of what we need. But quarterback is probably a double need. So I do everything I could to get my quarterback, man. JT the Brick probably saying we could turn this around this year after the Zell. Get the F. Now, don't disrespect JT the Brick, man. You got to realize something, man. JT the Brick is a legend, man, but he works for the Raiders, bro. So he works for the Raiders around the players every day, right? So what is JT the Brick going to say? Oh, that they're fucking terrible. They're never going to win. Like, he can't do that, bro. That's the reason why you guys come and you listen and you watch us. Because I don't have I have a vested interest because I love the team, but the Raiders don't pay me, right? And I'm going to speak my truth. So you guys got to lay off of some of these guys who's getting a check from the organization, man. But guys, listen. Tomorrow, we get back at it. I love every single one of y'all. Appreciate every one of y'all. At one time, we had 500 people in the room. And I appreciate that support doesn't get lost on me. The support that you show myself and Graphic Raider and Hammer and Big Mike and all of us is amazing. I'm floored every time. Man, I come on the air, bro. Appreciate y'all, man. Thank you, guys. We will be back at it tomorrow. I am back on regular shift at work. We will be getting down to the get down. But listen, this is the Wasted Post Game Show, which is always turning to me on my soapbox and you guys on your soapbox, really just talking through our despair, right? That's what this has been, man. Love every single one of y'all. I am out of here. Y'all have a great freaking week, man, and make sure y'all pull up tomorrow, man. I'm gone.